Hi, how you do? Welcome again to Island Up in Force. Today we up over into St. Elizabeth. Actually, the first time Island Up in Force is coming to St. Elizabeth. And it's for a very important reason. This young man has been creative wave in Jamaica's schoolboy football. So it's only fair that we say we want to reach out to him. And we did, and he accepted our call. We are at BB Coke High School with Mr. Kemar Ricketts, the coach of the schoolboy, the Lacosta Cup team right here. Mr. Ricketts, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So, Mr. Ricketts, tell me now about your early years growing up. You play football or you never a ball or you just get
And
involved?
that when I was a baller, I could play. I played all the youth football. I didn't play the Costa Cup, but I played under 16. I played under 14. I played primary school football, and I always play evening football. I played D1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
The first D1 team that States had created back then. I
Yeah.
was a part of that setup.
I was going to save this question for later, but you mentioned state. You're a state old boy.
Yeah, man. I must say
So
so,
you
boy.
feel now go play against states now and try to beat them in a Dakar Cup as a
Um,
old boy now.
this is my job. Outside
Yeah.
of football, outside of the season, if BB Cook falls out of the season before States, then automatically we support States. But it's my
Yeah.
job. I'm a professional, so I know to differentiate both
Yeah.
sentiments from my career.
Okay. Um, how did you get involved in coaching? What and yeah, how did you get involved in this coaching football?
It was 2006. I graduated from States and was hanging out nearby this compound with one of my friends.
Hmm.
At that time, they didn't have any fencing at the front of the school that you drive in and see.
Okay.
They had this like an open thing right there. So we were walking across the gate and saw a group of boys down at the pitch doing some stuff. So we stopped and I was observing because I always had a love for football and so I didn't
Yeah.
stop. We drew near to what was happening, and while I was there, I was like giving some instruction as to they are doing that wrong and they should do it this way.
Hmm.
And Mr. Richie, Dread, he was a PE teacher at the time slash coach.
Right.
He said to me, "What are you doing in the days, young man?" And I said, "I'm mostly home for now." And he said to me, "Why don't you come over and help us and show us what you know and from that point, I started to help, and that helped. I helped out for about a year,
Yeah.
and then I just fall in love with the whole coaching and I just started studying it until I went on to do my different coaching badges and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. 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 What gives you the drive to continue coaching? It can be rough at some time. Coaching can be rough at some.
It's really development for me. I was asked the question a couple of years ago, long before BB Cook even dreamt of winning a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody from England had asked me, "What is success for me?"
Mm-hmm.
And success for me is development. It's taking that child that can hardly pass a ball and seeing him flourish into a standout player. Because
Yes.
we don't want to say the best, because that
Right.
that would be far fetched. But seeing that child barely being able to control the football or using the right technique or being technically sound, and then building them into that technical sound player can control, can pass, can move. That's for me is success. That keeps driving me, and not only on a football aspect, but to help these boys to be holistic as adults. You know what I mean? So that keeps the drive going and going.
So you feel good when you see one of your students now who have taken on your football philosophy, carry it on and so on, and
Yeah,
playing
man,
and
it's
what.
always a wonderful feeling. It's always a feeling that it cannot be described by words sometimes.
Right.
Because when you take a little boy at 11, 12 year old, or even younger, and see him grow and grow and grow to this football that everybody admires, then for me, that's a part of the success.
You started here 2016.
6.
2006,
Yeah,
sorry.
man.
And when you started here, one of your objectives, based on what I've learned about you, is that you wanted the school name as a non-traditional high school to be amongst.
That was it.
Right.
All right. So because I went to States and stuff, so in 2006, 2007, 2008, BB Coke was known as a beaten stick, and
Hmm.
and 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 to break that down some more, the points was always sure for other opponents. So whenever BB would go up against maybe Monroe or Stets or Lakovi
The
or
points were
Malate,
counted already.
the points were counted already. I can remember on TV 2010, 2011,
Yeah.
first match, I was an assistant coach, and we got 9 on TV, right, versus Stets. So those were the kind of score that
Oh,
the school was
okay.
accustomed to. It was 9, 10,
Yeah.
6, 7. I mean, prior to my time, prior
Yeah.
to my time in
Yeah.
2006, they would have been competitive. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to take the first Dakasta Cup team, which was around 9 in the 90s. They were competitive. They had good footballers, but they were always left from BB Coke to States for other opportunities.
Right.
So the Lovell Palmers that you know,
Oh, love it.
Lovell Palmer came to BB Coke, but he
Oh,
left and went to States.
okay. Cool.
So there's a few names that you could call
Yeah.
that left State BB Coke for States because of opportunities.
Sure. Opportunity at
Yeah.
that
So they
time.
were always a football house in terms of creating talent. But it was about keeping them and not building them to the next step.
To the next step. Coach, you, without a doubt, BB Coke name is out there with schoolboy football. Nobody can come play BB Coke and say, boy, they counting any points are you have achieved that objective that you set out that you want to be among the best. What's the next move?
It's continuity. The next move is to build on where we have reached so far.
Yeah.
Continue to develop players, continue to get more players going overseas. Continue to be competitive and see where that can get us. We keep working, we keep moving forward. We're playing a good brand of football that the philosophy that we would have created in the last couple of years is now bearing fruit.
Okay. 2019 was your best year. You won the Ben Francis. What was the feeling and uh for you and the school community overall?
It was a great feeling. For 2019, the project started in 2018. I was missing from football for a year in 2017, and I came back in 2018. In 2017, I must add that was one of the worst years for football in BB Coke in the new era, right?
Right.
They would have conceded over 45 goals in that season
Yeah.
while I was missing. So I came back 2018 with an objective of revamping the program and getting us going forward again. In my time off, I was doing some studies on how can I create a philosophy that can be different
Mhm.
in helping us moving forward, and that can be BB Coke's DNA, right? Started the work in 2018, went to the second round, we dropped out by goal difference to Petersfield at the time.
Mhm.
It was 4-4, but they edged us out and goal difference. So we came back. We had a similar team coming into 2019. So we decided that we're going to work from early, integrated them into the Downs football, Downs United
Right.
at the time. So we had most of the boys playing, the senior boys playing in the major league at the time, and the rest would be playing in the under 17. The others would be playing in the under 15. So we had a football project
Right.
outside of the regular season. Came into 2019 with a Super League trophy. That was my first trophy. That was my first trophy. So we won the Super League with Downs. Right, they went to the Premier League playoff. In that setup, I had 7 boys playing in the 7 starting playoff BB Cup playing that Super League team.
Oh, they were okay. Yeah.
So that was the whole approach.
Right.
Yeah, in 2019, we didn't start well. We started out by losing to Manchester, 5-0 in our first game, and then losing to Bel Air 2-0 afterwards. So we had a bad start. But we did some mental work, got them in the frame of mind, and it brought us to the Ben Francis.
We're at the Ben Francis. All right. This is me now. I have BB Coke as more a Ben Francis team. This is me, and I must tell you that I follow your coaching. I follow you as a coach, and I follow the school project. So I have you as a Ben Francis team. What does it take to get the Dakasta Cup?
Alright, so I can speak for this year. This year we did well again.
Mhm.
This year was a history year for us. It's the first time we went to the quarterfinal, and if you followed us, you would have seen that we lost. So Gavi Maceo.
No, as coach, I don't want you to go there because I have a question for you with
All
Gavi
right.
Masia.
Okay. All
I
right.
have a question for this year, the Costa
Yeah.
Cup.
So to win the Dakar Cup,
Yeah,
it requires consistency.
right.
It requires more than just going out there and play. You must be playing at a higher level than your opponents,
Mm-hmm.
and you must be able to have that kind of mindset to grind yourself out a game, because not every game is gonna be easy for you. You're gonna have some game you have to really dig deep and find something out of it. I think this year we lacked a couple of things, but I think we're working and we can get there.
Zone E, the St. Elizabeth zone.
Toughest zone in the island.
No, no, I want you to say it. No, I was going to go there.
Yeah.
Zone E. The entire Jamaica overall watch Zone E. The team that leaves Zone E is going somewhere. Oh, tell me about the zone.
One of the best zone you can play in.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, you have Lakovia.
you have
Who's a tough
Magati,
team.
you
You
have
have Magati.
Magati, yeah
So
man.
don't take the
You
team
have
like
Monroe, you have
people know the manual and the sets, but
listen to me.
you have some teams that really give problem in the zone.
I think it's a blessing playing in this zone.
Yeah.
Um, when we won 2019, we came out of the Manchester zone.
Manchester zone, right.
Yes, but when I came back to this zone and we realized we were gonna stick around for a while, I admired the competitiveness. At that time, Magati was there. Magati is still there. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite teams in the zone,
Right.
right? Newell was there.
Yeah.
Black River,
Yeah,
they're in and
yeah.
out.
Black River, right?
But all these teams are so competitive that on any day, is that the Premier League?
Yes, it's true. Yeah,
It's
man. I did.
on any day,
This
one
zone
of
is
these
really
teams can take points from you.
can't take by
No
side.
point is easy. So I don't want people to sit around and feel like, oh, when you go, it's a
I
hell
know,
of a thing
man.
when you go into
Don't eat.
Lacovia.
Yeah, man.
It's a hell of a game when you go down to Newell.
Really.
It's a hell of a game when you go down to States.
Yes,
And
man.
not to mention Monroe
Man.
and Magati. And even newcomers Balaclava, that is
Balaclava,
Raja
yeah.
Clark High.
Raja Clark High.
Don't think that next year it will be the same Raja Clark High.
Sydney Pagan is there,
And
also.
Sydney
Sydney
Pagan as
Pagan.
well. Good
When you
friend
go by
Fala.
Sydney
When you
Pagan.
go run by Sydney Pagan, it's at an easy run in the park.
Yeah, man. I know. As I said, this zone, there's something. So you have to make some tactical maneuver.
In every game, your analysis must be on point. How you approach a game must be on point, because guess what? Playing playing versus Stets
Mm-hmm.
at Stets versus Sydney Pagan at Sydney Pagan is two different things. You have to take in consideration the dimension of the pitch, the
Yeah.
quality of the pitch. So it requires different things. The thing that you can do at States with passing from the back and passing and moving the football around,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you have to change it when you go down to Newell. You have to go more direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? You have to play more on the transition.
Yeah.
So these things has to take into consideration.
You can't just go there one thing for
No, and then we have certain situations where teams sit deep. So you have to, when they're sitting deep in front of their 18-yard, you have to carry different things. You need individual skills to kind of unlock defenses and stuff. So it's always a tough task.
Coach, I said I have. All right, not only me, but if you talk to people in Jamaica overall and say BB Cook, they will say Ben Francis. You talk about the Dakar Cup. I have you now. As I said, I follow your coaching. I follow you, and I follow also BB Cook. I have you as a 2 years team, and you have to talk to me about this now. To me, if BB Cook do good this year, they're gonna, I don't want to use the word struggle, but it's a rebuilding process, and you will see they come good next year and I'll go right through. Is that fair to say, or you because you did well this year, is that fair to say or no?
No, I don't think it's fair to say, and I can explain why.
Mm-hmm.
So for this year, not only did we do well in the senior football,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We went to under 16 semi-final.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't know that.
So you see,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
lost to Mannings. And Mannings was a super.
Mannings, yeah,
we lost to Mannings.
Yeah.
And I must say, caps off to Mannings. They really were above.
They were the one who won.
They won the All Ireland as well.
Yeah,
they won
yes,
everything in youth football in under 16.
Right.
Right. So that speaks youth. That we
Yeah.
have a youth team coming forward.
Right.
Or we did a very good recruitment this year in terms of under 14, so a good under 14 program, right? we our senior team we're retaining 19 players out of 24 for
So
next year. So they're still there. They have a solid squad going
I
into
was gonna
next
ask
year
you about that
football.
because coach, you have to remember you said that at Kemar Ricketts, a serious thing that 19 out of 24.
Yeah, it's serious.
Wow, so that means okay, cool. You should be in
So
there.
the base of the team is still there. Plus,
Yeah.
we're always actively recruiting in terms of the quota.
Hmm.
So we got 3 players this year to a quota,
Hmm.
and we can take another 3 next year because these 3 players will be leaving.
Oh,
And what we tend to do is when we take in players, we ensure that they are starting players. We don't take players to sit on the bench. So if we're
oh,
going to take a player, he
yeah.
has to be above what we have.
What you have?
Yeah, so
Oh, you don't take players and those.
we're not going to take 3 players that can't play immediately, that cannot go
So
into
so
our starting leg.
so what is it that I get that you did well this year, so maybe next year you recruit. Where did do I get that from?
Maybe last year because we faltered versus Manchester High
Mm.
School, and the year before was what, COVID year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a half football season. I
Right.
wouldn't, when we look back at that, that was where the rebuilding came for most of the teams. Last year we did well. I think we should have gotten gotten more results out of the season. But Manchester was a very good team at the time, and they beat us over the 2 leg. This year we came and we were consistent. We got some favourable zones this year, so we can't complain. But the team did well.
Coach, you mentioned Manchester, and I knew when you were in the Manchester zone, you played DC and all those teams. And so on. All right, you mentioned Manchester this year. Let's come to this different stuff now. This is schoolboy football here. You defeated Manchester.
Yes,
At set, right?
yes.
You defeated. Coach, what happened in the Garvey Matthew match? Jamaica want to know. Not only me, Jamaica. Garvey came down here and gave BB Coke 4. It was one of the biggest surprise in schoolboy football for
Yeah,
this year.
man.
What happened? Somebody say you fell asleep, man. What happened? Talk to us.
Fell asleep.
Yeah.
No, sir. So
Uh,
it's on. Is it the morning of the game? We
mm-hmm.
discovered the dengue virus was all over the camp.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
We reach out to the governing body of the football, which is ISA,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't have enough players to postpone. Enough players weren't sick to be able to postpone the
Oh,
game,
yeah.
and because of the scheduling and stuff, it was
Right.
difficult. So we had to play the game. We had to send them to the doctor, get them, pumped up and vitamins and stuff
Mm-hmm.
to get them to play the game. If you realize the number 3, the defender, he was one of the person who had dengue, and he's the first person who gave the football away, and that was his worst game that he played. The
Oh.
goalkeeper, a couple of other key players. Even when I played, listen to me, even when I played Dintil,
Mm-hmm.
my number 10 did not play versus Dintil because he was down
Oh.
with dengue. So it
Yeah.
was something that we were struggling with, and we found out late because we were taking some of the symptoms for flu because it wasn't as bad as you would have heard about other cases.
Right.
So when we found out, we said, no, let's send him to the doctor. We found out it was dengue. So it kind of had a mental effect on the team.
And the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of persons do not. We see the result, including me. We see the result. Boy, Garvey gave BB Coke 4. But as a sports person who've been following, you must have noticed that something must be up. What caused it?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you are
I'm
saying
not
that
saying
those
that
things.
Garvey wouldn't have won the game.
Right.
I'm not going to take anything from the Garvey team. They're
Yes.
a brilliant team,
Mm-hmm.
coached by
Mm-hmm. Meram.
Coach Meran Garden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're not going to take anything from the victory, but I think we would have been a bit more competitive
Competitive.
without the sickness or the virus being in our camp.
Yeah. Um, Based on your experience, you say you have a team next year. Do you see yourself going? Where do you see yourself going?
I,
And we are talking about next year now
I
because
see. Well, guess what? It's hard to sit here now and tell that we're gonna go to the final.
mm-hmm.
I think every year we take things from an objective approach.
Yeah.
So our first objective is always to get through the first round because if you're playing in zone E,
Yeah.
it's not guaranteed.
You're not
Nothing is
guaranteed.
guaranteed.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah, so you have to go out there and you have to play. And guess what? You're preparing, they're preparing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Magati had a good team this year. Lackover had a good team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Monroe had a good team this year. Monroe came through as a third
Yeah.
place, best
Yeah.
third place. So So you cannot take anything away from your opponents, right?
Yeah.
What we tend to do is we tend to take this a game at a time and a round at a time. So our first objective is to get through the first round, and then we take it from there with whoever we match up against.
You mentioned something about recruiting. Do you recruit on a wide scale, go out entire Jamaica and recruit?
It depends on if a player is available and we can. It's difficult to match up with the opponents in terms of recruitment because what we tend to use is the fact that we can get scholarships and stuff, and we have been getting scholarships
So
to
you don't use
overseas.
two TV and five fridge and don't.
We can't afford it. We can't afford it. We can't afford it.
Yeah.
We can only stay into to what we can offer.
So the motivation, which is very important to know, is a scholarship to
It's a
further
scholarship
yourself.
and the coaching and how I can improve you as a person, as a player. I think that's what we rely on.
And to be honest, players are children like winners. So BB Coke is going on with something. It wouldn't take much to attract them to say, hey, this is BB Coke, you know.
And it's still a work in progress. It's still a work that we still put into work into that, into getting people to buy into the project and buy into what the school wants to achieve.
Mhm.
Right? It's still some work needs to be done in that.
As a non-traditional high school, um, a school that has come through now, your program is steady, consistent, you are doing well. Um, how resources? How is that part?
In terms of resources, the school support as well. The school board and the school itself. We have a huge support system from our principal, our now acting principal and our former principal, Mr. Lister. They have been supporting the program a lot. In terms of resources, we're there. Um, we have most of what we want. The only thing we think we would need now is a proper playing surface.
Yeah,
That's what we're lacking. That surface that can move football properly, and we can, with the service, we can evolve our program into even a higher program.
yeah.
Okay, you need pitch.
You need it.
You need pitch.
Coach, where do you see yourself? You are a young coach, but you are in it, you're young man in himself, but you are in this for a while. How do you see yourself? You see yourself among the national. You must be knocking on the door. Somebody must be looking and said, this young man is doing some work at BB Coke. Do you see yourself?
Yeah, man, I see myself representing my country in the near future. We keep putting in the work. We're getting the qualifications in aligned. So whenever I get that call, we can answer.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly focused on I want to get to the hem of the Dakar Cup.
Right.
That's one of my big objectives and goals for myself. That's one of my personal goals, winning the Dakar Cup.
Yeah.
And being a consistent team there. When you look at Lenny Hyde, what he has done at Clarendon College, he has a lot of consistency
Yes,
there,
yeah.
and he's one of my idol, my role model on the local scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Clarendon is there and there and there and there. They miss out this year, they're back there next year. So they have the benchmark of where you want to reach, and that's where you want to reach, right?
Right. You have won the Ben Francis.
Yes.
And I must ask you this now. What's the difference? I don't want to use the word difference because the Jakarta come with a prestige. But as a coach now involved in this competition, why would you like to really put your hand on that Jakarta Cup? You have put your hand on the Ben Francis. But what's the difference there? What's the
It is the highest point of the schoolboy football.
yeah.
So that's the highest point any player can reach, a coach can reach. Dakar Cup and then Olivier Shield and Champions Cup.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get on any one of this trophy, you're there. It means that your program, that's the pay you get.
Yeah.
Remember, when a school invests $8, $9, $10 million, you look at the check that Clarendon College collected for winning the
Yeah,
it's about a million or less.
yeah.
That's nowhere near what you're investing,
you're
right? So
investing.
it brings exposure for your team, for your boys,
Mhm.
for your program, and for you as a coach. And I think that's what you want. That's where you want to be. I think if you talk to any coach in Jamaica, they would really want to attract attention outside of Jamaica.
Yeah.
But how do you do that? I think the first step is to market yourself through the schoolboy football,
Mhm.
through your philosophy, through how you play and make people admire how you play. And then to see where it can get you outside of schoolboy football. All of our wishes is to get overseas into one of those teams, MLS, anywhere in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm working for.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, you have set a benchmark. As you said earlier, school usually count their point against BB Coke. I can honestly sit here and say you can't do that again when you're facing a BB
No,
Coke.
there's a fear factor there.
Yeah,
Even if you think you can win,
yeah,
you still look at them as a good team, as a
yeah,
good unit, playing
yeah,
good football.
yeah.
And I think in these times it's kind of hard to have young men playing certain, and that's why I admire certain coaches so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard. The end result is always easy on the eye to watch and say, oh, they're playing good, but it takes a lot of work to get them to buy in, to take that responsibility of keeping the football at their feet. And
Okay.
that's the biggest part of the project.
Coach, we could sit here and continue right through, but just talk to the BB Coke community, the school overall, talk to your players, anyone. Yes.
I mean, thanks for everything that you have given so far. The boys have made a good showcase of themselves this year. It's unfortunate we didn't get to the semi-final with 6 points. I think all three opponents ended at 6 points, and because of goal difference, we weren't there. I'm very proud of you. I think I'm proud of the support that we have gotten throughout the years and even this year. Right, we look forward to build build something even special going forward.
Yeah.
Thanks to my family, my wife, my son. You're one of my number one support system, and you keep pushing me and motivating me to do better and achieve more.
Yeah. Boy, coach, respect. Yeah, man.
Respect.
Um, let me say this publicly. Thanks to Mr. Godfrey Drummond. Oh, I wanted to talk to Mr. Ricketts long time. As a matter of fact, I knew him from the days he played in the Manchester zone. I usually come to VB Cup with the cartridge. But I wanted to talk to him, but someone told me that, hey, Mr. Ricketts, is a serious person. I have to go to a challenge. But he's a cool brother.
No, son, no,
A
no,
cool man. I
no.
never indirect me in. He asked me if I reach. Cool brother, man. You see, you can't judge it up. Yeah, that cool
No,
brother,
man, I'm a
man.
people person.
Yeah,
People
man. Yeah,
person. I
man.
mean, if you see me and you might judge me wrongly, but no, talking to me is a totally
Yeah,
different.
is that total? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
is
I've
that?
never ever turned down an interview before.
And I respect you, sir, because trust me, I didn't remember how to find Junction, and he actually called me directly in. He says he's coming, and he kept his word. He's been here, right? And it's a young channel, and he have been here to talk with me. And I must say, I respect that 100%. I'm
Thanks,
at BB Coke High School.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, I
Anytime, man.
respect, man, I
Anytime.
respect.
Anytime.
As a matter of fact, when me I come back down here, this when I know, I may I come back down here next year when you win the Dakota Cup. Yeah, man, when you win the Dakota Cup, man, when they sell after everything, you gonna win a cup next year. But we are gonna come back down here.
We keep working,
We
so
keep working,
we
and
keep working.
I say I wish you all the best. I wish the program all the best. I can say this on camera. If I call you for an interview, that means you're going with something, man. Yeah, man.
I will respect that.
If I call you, when I said I want to talk to you, it means that, yeah, man, you're going with something, man. Trust me. BB Coke High School, don't play with them. Don't play with them, It's a good coach and good system they have here. And it is consistent. That is what we notice. They don't just, they fight, and the project is going on. As I said, I'm at BB Cook High School, Junction, St. Elizabeth. So when you see this all over, when you see this in the Philippines, my good friend, when you see this in the United States, where remember we are island hopping sport, so we keep hopping. We hop over into St. If it's the first time we come into St. Elizabeth, through the third of the valleys. My name is Leonard Dehaney. Take care, subscribe, come over to the channel, tell someone to come over. Until then, all the best.
Respect.
Yeah, man, respect, coach.